Hello. So this is gonna be a more recommendation what for Otome games. So these are all mobile gacha Otome games. I usually play console Otome, but I do play gacha Otome game because they are on my phone and they're more easy to access when I go to work or on break. So my first ever mobile Otome game is the Voltage series, and then I play Mystic Messenger and the Eichmann series. So I do play all of them a little bit, but I kind of quit some of them because they're not really for me. The Eichmann series, I believe that they're stamina gated, and you have to pay if you want to access to the story more. And there's also Obey Me, where the story isn't really my thing, because the story, I feel like the event story writing is pretty low, not really great. And there's lots of issue. I play lots of Otome, and there's a reason why I quit most of it. So I just want to show what these three Otome game, why I keep them in my mobile phone, and why I recommend them. So I gotta give you some honorable mentions. So Mr. Love Queen Choice, if you play Love and D-Space, I feel I can recommend you kind of try that one out. For me, the reason why I kind of quit, even though I played it for a little bit over a year, is because the voice acting kind of change switches. It's one of those rare Otome that actually has English voice acting, and some of the voice acting they changes aren't good. I really like Gavin, previous voice actor, but he changes. The story is in my opinion, the story I think is pretty interesting. I just don't like the heroine that much. She's not my. She's kind of like a walking disaster a little bit, and I think that's pretty much it. I'm not attached to all the allies. That much besides the two, which is Kiro and Gavin. Overall, I think it's an okay Otome game. I think it's one of the one that I actually kept playing the long. One of the one that I actually kept playing pretty long. The second one is Obey Me. If you like Reverse Hero, that is a great game for you. It's more like collecting a little bit, collecting guys. Not really collecting guy, but you kind of, it seems like you're dating all the brothers technically, but I don't like the gameplay that much. I think the story, especially the events, isn't as great. The main story is pretty decent, but I don't like the event story. It kind of makes me want to quit. So this is Lovebrush Chronicle, and it's my third recommendation. So I think this game is really nice. The UI is beautiful. It has a lot to be honest, but it is a very beautiful design UI. If you like fantasy, you will definitely like the story. The story, if you play a Otome console game, you will definitely like this preferable story style. So a Otome game, usually you have multiple routes, but usually there's like kind of like a true route. This game have 5 LIs, and you kind of date them in different worlds, and each world has a very unique story to them. So there's a lore about this which you have to play to know, but basically you play an LI in certain order, and the last one is kind of like the true route a little bit. Once If you don't like story that's slowly updated, this is the game for you, because each world has like a complete story once it's released, and these are free content. So if you like if you want to read, you like to binge read, then this game is for you. I am a serial backseat. Put a lot of Otome game in the backseat log. I take my time reading them, so I sometimes like this kind of overwhelm me. I feel like I have to finish it to go to the next story. Mostly because if you don't finish the spirit route, you can't unlock one of the you get the special LI to date too. So for me, it's a little overwhelming. Kind of made me want to. I kind of stopped playing it a little bit because it did overwhelm me with all these events and even the story. I feel like I just couldn't catch up, but I feel like this game tried to rush the story a lot because this is like 7, 8 year old in CN, so maybe that is the reason why they're so rushing. But it kind of overwhelmed me. But I went back to it and I really started to enjoy the story again. So I gotta have to keep my own pace for this game for sure. Basically, the heroine, she goes to different world, and basically she date different men in those different world, and they're the same men that are in the modern world. It's a little confusing a little bit. I'm guessing the modern world is more of the true route, and this is more like main story route. It's very confusing. It's a lot of parallel world. You will, if you like lore, you really it makes sense if you research the lore for sure. But if you like Council Otome game, you will definitely like this. I feel like you will like this one because it, like I say, each world has their own complete story, and of course, all the worlds are somewhat connected too. It does feel a little rush in some routes. You could tell some routes treated better than the other routes, similar to other Otome games. But overall, I think the story, the angst, and the music is really good. Definitely have a very fantasy vibe compared to the other two that I will recommend later on. It's pretty standard Otome game. You do your dailies. The gameplay is pretty minimal. It's a little hard in the main stories. Every time you progress in the main story, you need stronger cards. But overall, I think this game is pretty fun. I love the UI design in this game a lot. And here is the LI. So next up will be the LI, and there are, I believe, 5 LI in total. So Kale, I feel like it's more like the true route guy. Lars, Anne, Clarence, and Alcade. So my favorite is Alcade, Anne's, and Lars. Those 3 are my favorite. I do like Clarence. I have not yet progressed Kale's story because he is very. You have to go very far for him to date. So these are more like events story, how the relationship progress as your affinity goes up. There are events that shows the progress of your relationship. I believe there's White Day and Summer event. It shows a huge. It's kind of canon on which route you playing, and you can read them in. In the gallery, so you don't need to miss. When you miss the event, you can go back to it too, which is pretty nice. Overall, I think this is really cute. I love Alcade. He's just very sweet, wholesome, elegant guy, but he has like somewhat of a dark side, especially in every universe. He has a very unique dark side, which makes him pretty interesting in my opinion. Which is why I really like him. He is my first favorite. I drawn to him the most compared to the others. But yeah, he's a very interesting love interest. I like him a lot. So yeah. Next up is An. He's my third favorite. I say An is really cute. He's a tsundere, but once you break the ice, obviously he turned more cutesy. He's my third favorite. To be honest, he's pretty straightforward compared to the other guys. You kind of know what he is at the beginning, and to be honest, but I hope there's more character stories about him later on. And Lars, I think he's pretty fun to play. I guess you would say he's a playboy type, but not really. He's very eccentric and very fun. Of course, he has this charisma as well. His story is a lot about sacrificing. He's pretty selfless, surprisingly, in some of the story. I really like his route a lot too. That's why he's my second favorite. But overall, yeah. I also like Clarence as well. So Clarence, so most of the time, Clarence is very nice. He's a studious boy. Just that the only, I think he has the vast difference in his alternative version, where his alternative version is more cold and kind of sometimes a little bit cruel. I feel like he is a very fun route to play as well. And lastly is Kale. Kale is, I guess, your butler. I guess the butler that kind of, sort of raised you, in a way. But he is this guy, and I couldn't unlock him. I had to finish the spirit route. So I'm pretty interested on his story. To be honest, his story is very unique. I feel like there has some. If it's like a console game, he's probably the true route. This is a mobile game, so you basically they give you more freedom on which route you chose to. But overall, he's a very fun character. He knows so much about so much of the main character backstory as well, since he is tied to her more than the other allies. Overall, I like the characters. I feel like there's more to come, more developments to come. I need to play it more now. I got back to it, and I started to enjoy it back again. Like I said, I was overwhelmed with lots of stuff come in and out. I had to work, so some events I missed, and it kind of make me rage a little bit. It kind of make me want to quit because I keep missing out the event. But yeah, but this game has basically they have what all Otome game has. They have the gotcha system. They have the phone calls, the cell phone calls. And the thing about this Otome game that's nice is it's all landscape. So usually Otome mobile game they're more like portrait. So this game is nice to have the landscape mode. So this is not a review or a walkthrough. This is more like a recommendation. So I will speed through this a little bit more. Yeah, I want to. This is the new event that is coming out, and I want to at least get one of these cards to get these stories. So here are the cards, and the cards obviously have some stories in them because Otome game they sell kind of stories of each or routes technically. So yeah, I think they're pretty cool. They are all the boys in alternate world, and at the end they are somewhat connected together. I think it's pretty fun. Character progression is pretty nice too. So if you want to play an Otome game that has very interesting story with beautiful art, this is a game for you. Battle and gameplay isn't as great. It's pretty secondary to be honest, or tertiary. Otome game is basically games that play sell the story instead of the gameplay. You know. So here is one of the cards, ASMR, I guess. I say it's pretty cute. I love the UI design for this one. Obviously, it's a record player. I think it's and there's subtitle beneath, so pretty nice. So the thing I dislike about this game is the convenience, I guess. Cause so when you play the cards, usually in Otome, you click on the card and you click on the story. In this one, you have to go to the Chronicle tag, and it shows the card story instead. So it's a lot. It's an extra step. So here is basically I'm showing you the card story. I kind of rush it a little bit. So they are voice. They are voice, and they play a CG like this to the card stories. So it's similar to a normal Otome game where they show the CG, they zoom in and out. So that's all I want to show you about the gameplay, the cars, how the car story looks like in the gameplay. It's pretty common. Though I do like what this game do is not all the cars are dates. They're more like background of the LIs. So it shows what the LIs have gone through. So I think that is pretty nice. This is really story heavy game. So if you don't like reading that much, this game might not be for you. Like I said, this is people can do who play more console Otome. So here are the gameplay. Basically, you select cars. So I'm playing the event right now, so it's a little different. But I'm just showing how the battle system will work. So I gotta compare and contrast with the other two that I'm gonna recommend. So here it is. It's pretty simple, straight through. It's just cars attacking. So basically, your power basically is drawing. So these cars serve as your power basically. Like I said, you have to go more in depth with the lore to know all these nuances. But overall, I really enjoyed this game so far. I really love the story. I love the character, and I do like the allies a lot too. Like I say, it's because I feel so overwhelmed how fast this game going. That makes me kind of rage quit a little bit, but now I'm getting back to it. I started to appreciate the game again. A little bit of a spoiler. It's a little bit of a snippet of how angsty this game can get and how different the allies look from different worlds. Like I say, there's a lot of parallel worlds in this game, so I feel like if you into a very angsty story and want to finish all that story in one go, this is a game for you. Like I said, it still runs in stamina. Like I say in this, I feel like the stamina is kind of hard to reload in this game a lot. But maybe it's the me issue because I'm not a hardcore playing this game. I'm more like a casual. So yeah. So my second recommendation is Tears of Themis. So the nice thing about Tears of Themis is it's not like a couple years old from the CN. The CN and the what they call global is like a year apart, so they get stuff a year ahead of us. So better than 8 years ahead or 9 years ahead compared to Lovebrush Chronicles. So the pacing is much better in my opinion. So here is my account, and this right here is an invitation. So invitation is those moving picture that you put on your home screen. So they're pretty expensive, $15 for one for some of them, but you do get some invitation for free. So just to let you know. But this game, they do give you S chip pretty often. You just need to learn how to save. I do pay. I'm pretty much a dolphin in this game, and me paying this game much less when I play Love and Deepspace because I don't have that much money. But here is Marius. Marius is my favorite in this game. So each game I do have a favorite, and this one is Marius. So I'll pull mostly Marius cards. My second will be Luke. Third will be Otome, and Vin is kind of dead last. Vin, I'm not attached to it completely. And this game has 4 love interests. So Lovebrush Chronicle has 5. This one has 4, and I believe Love and Deepspace is gonna have more. I love Tears of Themis. It's really fun. Story, in my opinion, some parts are good, some are okay. You do get bored. If you like true crime, you might like the story, but for me, it does get a lot wordy. I believe some chapters are kind of aimed towards certain ally, and there is a tinge of romance in the story in the game. But yeah, but in Tears of Themis, the gameplay is really minimal. So all I do is autoplay and go and get out. And only when there's an event where there's mini games that I start to actually play the game, or when I want to read the card stories. So or pull the cards. So this game is very very casual, for at least for me, because I don't think you can play hardcore in this game. The only fantasy element in this game is the alternate universe, but those are just like for funsies. This game is mostly about true crime and in their world. And the cool thing is all the LI kind of know each other and meet each other. They're in like a mini gang, and the Rosa, which is the love interest, not the love interest, the MC, she is the only girl there. So all the guys are liking her, they're jealous and fighting over her, which is kind of fun. But here are all the my cards that I gathered throughout the years. You can see it's mostly Marius, some are Luke's, and some are Otome, and some are Vin. Before I will try to get all 4, but now I play Love and Deepspace, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, the CG gotten way better. This game is like 3 years already, and CN is gonna be the 4th year. So yeah, this game is really pretty, and I enjoy it. If you are really into light playing very casual fast game, this is a game for you. Is there FOMO? I don't know, because I never get FOMO in this game because I'm not very hard set on pulling in this game as much anymore. I play it like I get pretty casually. The only time I pay for this game is probably the invitation or when I try to get the Marius card. I say the game does best is the relationship progression. So each card shows how much they progress in the relationship, and I think that's pretty nice. Each year you could tell it's the step up to the relationship, so those anniversary cards are pretty important, to be honest. I think the CN, they're already married, so yeah. So I think the romance here is pretty good. If you really like cute romance, you probably like this game. This game I think is pretty. I feel like the main story is not that much engaging enough. Like I say, maybe because I'm not into true modern story or true crime story, but I get the gist of it, and I still don't think it's pretty interesting enough compared to Lovebrush Chronicles. But as an Otome game where it's romance, I think they hit mostly on the romance and the cards, the dates. Here is the combat. The combat, like I say, is similar to Lovebrush Chronicles. Not as big. You can just autoplay it. I beat everybody, everything in this game pretty easily. Lovebrush Chronicles is a little bit harder, so I will give them Lovebrush Chronicles where you have to You sometimes you just can't auto battle, but this game I win auto battle every time. So yeah, the battle system is just so secondary and very minor in this game. So here is another system which is in the main story. It's the court system. So then the thing is pretty cool. Is there's some cool tidbit where you can search through the area, or you fight in court in this game, and you have to really pay attention to the story. But but this game, how I say, it's more foolproof. So if you present the wrong evidence, they're gonna change you to the right evidence anyway. So you kind of cheat your way out of this game. So yeah, but overall, I think overall as a game, I think it's pretty fun to play if you're really into romance. I think the romance is much higher than the main story, the angst, in my opinion, or more interesting at least. So next up will be Love and Deepspace. Of course, Love and Deepspace will always be number one. There's a reason why it's one of the most known Otome game. As you can see, it's very revolutionary compared to the other Otome game. Is that it's 3D. Look at the graphics. There you go. I might be biased because lots of people hate on this game and might be blinded. But of course, this is on my opinion. But Love and Deepspace is one of the best quality Otome game mobile I ever played, and I really enjoyed the game a lot. So to me, maybe people do the math or something, but I think it's pretty generous for a Otome game. They give you free SSRs, which none Otome game does that so far that I played. But overall, it has gameplay. So gameplay, you can farm for diamonds. You can see how you can kind of grind in this game too a little bit. The gameplay is easy, and sometimes you get stuck on a level, but at the same time they have gameplay, so it's much more better than the previous Otome game I show you. I don't know if there's other Otome game that has battle gameplay like this that's 2D. So like I say, I only play Voltage so far and the Eichmann series and Mystic Messenger, and those are barely have any gameplay. So I appreciate that they add fighting gameplay, because for me, I play Honkai Star Rail. I do play Wuthering Waves before, and I enjoyed the combat. This game, the combat isn't revolutionary, but it's unique. That it's like an Otome, so you can tell the romance in the combat. So I think it's pretty fun, and the graphic is pretty nice. And they started to improve the Myth series. Myth series are those companions that you fight with. If you put Love in these gameplay, you kind of see what I'm talking about. It's pretty easy. Basically, you fight in pairs with your love interest, which is pretty unique to its gameplay by itself. So here is the story, the main story, and the main story is where people are complaining about the most. That's because it takes a year for it to update, so it's really long. But to be honest, I don't know how. I think the story is really well written, so I don't know how long it takes to make a good story. I've read so. Let's leave it as is. I have a different opinion on that, but overall, I think the story is really nice. So here is the secret times and the tender moments, and those are the 4-star cards. So the thing I like about the 4-star cards is that their voice. So they have their voice either, and they have like a new update, which is the what you call again, the dynamic dates. So they're more like a 5-star cards with just the CG cutscene, but the 4-star card used to be just like the voices, like this. So yeah, that's the thing I like about this game, that even the 4-star is voice. You play Lovebrush, and I believe I think Lovebrush. I'm not sure, but for sure, Tears of Themis, the 4-star card isn't voiced at all. This game, in one of the rare occasions, it is voiced by English VAs, so that is pretty cool, and they are pretty good too. So yeah, that is one of a huge pro for me, because for me, English VA make me kind of, I don't need to read to understand what they're talking about, right? So it does make me immersed on the story even more.
That girl was still holding my hand.
So that is Zane's beautiful voice acting. So here is Tender Moment, and this is where they have not Tender Moment, like Secret Times, and this one is pretty. It can get pretty spicy. I will say Love and Deepspace has the spiciest so far that I played, especially on the writing. Very flowery, but yeah. So this game has lots of stuff that you can play compared to other Otome games. It has journaling, it has photo booths, it has some mini games which you can get bored of, and it updates a lot too. So I think 2 weeks or a week they update some new banners as well.
It's bothering you.
So here's some parasocial stuff. So here are those stuff. To be honest, I barely use it. Even my period tracker, I don't really update it. Besides updating with Caleb, but usually, the only thing I like about this part is the relax time because I think they're just very cute animation. So I don't really use it that much, but apparently people use them a lot. So yeah, this game has lots of varieties for sure, and it attracts different type of people. Some people just don't play. They attract more than people who just love Otome games, like people who just like the story. Like I say, people play this game very different compared to others. So next up is my cards. Like I said, this game is more 3D combat. So the card is just basically like if you play Genshin, they're more like artifacts in a way. So it's pretty unique. Like I say, I can't record my combat gameplay because my phone is overheating a little bit and it's kind of acting up. But you will know what Love and Deepspace combat looks like if you just like Google it. It's like pretty. People get shocked that they're actually combat in this game. Quality wise, really nice quality. So yeah, so here I'm gonna show you my favorite. So Caleb, this guy right here, is my favorite LI. My second favorite is Zane. So I do like these two childhood friends. Third favorite is Xavier because of his new myth. And fourth favorite is Silas. Xavier and Silas is interchangeable because I kind of like them equally in a way. They can switch. But my least favorite is Raphael. I just doesn't vibe with him that much. Which is ironic because I like Marius. But I think Marius has more mature vibe, while Raphael is a little bit different. Raphael for sure has a dark side for sure, but I just don't vibe compared to Marius. Because Marius and him are common is that they're kind of quirky, teasy, playful, but at the same time, and they're artists. But just that Marius vibe is a little bit different than Raphael vibes. So yeah. Yeah, and as you can see, I spent some money in the game. Not enough for the VIP. I usually target only like one copy a character. And I don't really pull solos. If I pull a solo and it's standard, I usually just quit and move on to the next one. But usually multi, I usually try to pull the 4 boys. Or 5 boys. So here is the cutscene for the current banner. You can see the graphic is really good. I love the graphic. It's a huge difference what last year. We can fly faster because now they show the angles. There's more movement. So the summer banner, I'm so shocked that it has so much movement in this banner, which I love. Clouds is sort of and it shows the MC face way more. When the weather's good. So you can see the expression of the character is really nice as well. Overall, it's a very nice card, and it's also very well written in my opinion. Like I said, I'm pretty biased. I'm glazing the game, obviously. But like I said, I love how much quality this game offers for an Otome. Because Otome is very niche, in my opinion.
Are you trying to hide me?
For me, it takes forever to buy like if there's a certain Otome game I want, there's a very low chance it comes in the US. So I'm glad there's such a good Otome game that is global. So I can appreciate it, you know? And it actually has gameplay, so I really appreciate how it goes. I do hope they do improve, like more and more. I do hope they do help give free to play game more stuff, because this game is a gacha game, so it is pretty money hungry. But like I say, at the same time, they're kind of generous as well compared to the others too. These are one of the dates, and Caleb is known to be the angsty one, so is Zane a little bit. So next is, I'm going to show you, is the myth. And you can tell it has a different vibes than the dates. So the cool thing about this game is that there's certain cards that has different options on different choices and it comes with different outcomes. The beach banner is one of them, and also this one. So I think it's pretty cool. So this game isn't just happy, dating, cutesy. It is the reason why it's so popular is because it's also called Love and Depression. So I would say it's one of the most angstiest romance Otome game I ever read so far. Well, not really. There's darker ones, but this one is for a mobile, I guess. But it's pretty angsty, especially the myth. Lots of death and sorrow. That's the reason why it's called Love and Depression. But you can feel like this is a myth card. It comes out with a different vibe, and this is like maybe an alternative universe of Caleb. So the lore is still dropping, so it's kind of hard to know what's what. But the story, I really enjoyed the story a lot. All the recent myths, I love the story writing a lot too. Thing about this game is all the allies. I like them a lot compared to Lovebrush Chronicles and Tears of Themis, where I like there's one that's just bottom last. Like I can't vibe with them at all. This game, all the allies, I like them a lot. It's just that I have favorites, which is Caleb. But as you can see, this preview, there is, I press the wrong button, they show a different scene, and he's choking her, because of course you have to read the story for that. But yeah. So here, I'm going to show you one of the oldest cards. So this is the when they first launch. So this is like the day one card, the standard card. And this is what the card used to look like. So previously, the cards is less dynamic. They're more straight like this. So most of the card that released, you barely see the MC face.
A bonfire
you barely
party
see
where it's just us doesn't sound too bad.
The eye doesn't move that much, which is why I'm so happy this summer banner is out, because I like how they add new stuff to it. So you see, it's pretty simple.
For the bonfire party.
And I'm glad they are
no
improving each banner. So improving the quality of the story
loss.
And everything in each banner. So that's what I like about this game so far, that they actually improving the quality. Even though they're money hungry, but that might be the upper echelon, you know. But at least the devs, they really improved the game very well, and I think they really like the game a lot.
Well then.
Next up is gonna be like a small review for each of the recommendation I show you guys. So Lovebrush Chronicle, the CN version name is For All Time. I say it's a very story heavy game. You must really like reading. You have to really like reading if you want to play this game to get all the joy of it. I would say if you like console games, you will console Otome game. You will definitely like this game. This game is very each world is like its whole story, and each route has a good and bad ending, multiple bad ending, which makes it very interesting. And you have to play all the routes to get to somewhat of a true ending. And each world has different, has a LI that kind of fit into that true ending route too. So it's pretty interesting. You have to really like reading because it's a lot of content, and it's free content too. You might feel overwhelmed like I do, because I do feel overwhelmed a little bit because I had to finish the spirit world to get Kel affinity points. So yeah. Plot is really good. I feel like the lore they do really well, and how it's all connected they do really well. The angst is very very high. I think decently high. So far all the story feel angsty. It's all the main story. So if you like very angsty romance fantasy story, you will definitely like this one. Spice level is really low. Lovebrush Chronicle is a few years late in the global side and the CN side. That's why they are rushing out content. I would say I don't know if the spice increased in the CN side at all, but I do see some spicy CG. So who knows? But so far I see spice level. I think it's really low. I think the romance is just very cutesy. Romance progression. So I believe White Day is when they start to officially dating in the story. So the progression is definitely there. I just don't feel it compared to to Tears of Themis and Love and Deepspace, to be honest. I feel like maybe because they're rushing out content, but I don't feel it as much compared to those two. Of course, that's just my opinion. So gameplay, I will include the CG and the CG and the bad and get ending and good ending part of the gameplay as well. I would say gameplay is 3-star. The combat is just very mediocre. It's nothing that special, to be honest. It's just cards, but the way they have bad and good endings, that's pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. And what else? They do add a lot more features, such as the dollhouse and some cool other stuff. So it does give you more things to do. I do feel like they need to improve some of the CGs. I think Tears of Themis does well on the CGs, but like I say, for all time, Lovebrush Chronicle, it's multiple. It's a lot of year late compared to the CN version. I feel like this is a great game for people who really love console Otome games, because I feel like it follows the same formula. So I think you will enjoy it. It does run a gacha system because it is a gacha Otome game. So just be careful for that. So Tears of Themis, I will say the story isn't as grand as Lovebrush Chronicle and Love and Deepspace, but I will say if you into true crime, you might like the story. It's like mystery true crime. It's more into the modern world, to be honest. So if you like true crime, you might like this story much more better compared to Lovebrush and Love and Deepspace. But I think the story is alright. Some stuff got me intrigued, but some stuff is just too wordy. I think that's the flaw from Hoyoverse sometimes, where it's just too wordy. But yeah. Spice is pretty low. Their spiciest card, to be honest, isn't as spicy. I think that's when their third anniversary, I believe. Or when they move in together. But to be honest, the spice isn't as bad. Even their MR cards isn't that spicy at all. So I think it's just a little bit spicy, but not too much. It's still in the PG-13 area. Romance progression, I think Tears of Themis does the best with that one. Each year, the romance progression, their basically relationship upgrades. I think there was like the confession, there's the moving in together, and there's like proposal. So it's pretty cool for each anniversary. I would say it's more like a slow burn romance, and the romance style is more like adult romance, I guess, because Lovebrush Chronicle, I believe they're in college. There's some school aspect in that, but Tears of Themis and Love and Deepspace, both of them are very they're working adults, right? So Tears of Themis, Rosa is a very great character. All them MC in all three of the Otome game I recommend. They have very strong personality. So Rosa is a very career-driven woman. So I love the romance progression with her with the other ally. Is her with Artem shows more of the career lover trope, you know? So yeah. Gameplay similar to Lovebrush. They're just card hitting each other. Very minor. You could just autoplay everything. But they have great CGs. The CGs moves, they're really pretty. Of course, every time their CG improves. I would say their mini games are enjoyable. It's Hoyoverse. They love their mini games, but I think their mini games are very fun and enjoyable. CG is just high quality. I will say I feel like Lovebrush Chronicle has better music than Tears of Themis, but overall I think the CG is nice. Everything of Tears of Themis as an Otome game is pretty nice. They do give you some decent stuff to do, some events. So yeah, I include everything in gameplay review. I'm not saying the gameplay is the best of all gacha game. I'm just saying for a Otome gacha, I think it's pretty decent. Yeah, Tears of Themis is a I would say, very casual game. You just, like, for example, I only play longer if there's an event, but usually I log on and off right away for this game. They do give me more chores to do, which is they add more gameplay, right? But yeah, I would say it's at least they give you more option to stay in the game more. Of course, Love and Deepspace is gonna be the highest because I think it's just my opinion, just to let you know. But I think it's one of the best Otome games so far. Story wise, it's very opinionated. I think the angst is really good in the Love and Deepspace. There's a reason why it's called Love and Depression, because the story, people cry from the story, and yeah, it's just great overall. I Spice is very. I think it's one of the highest so far, not including What in Hell is Bad. I think that's a whole different thing, but the Spice in Love and Deepspace is pretty good. The Secret Times is can get very suggestive, and their nightly rendezvous, their CG. I surprised they haven't censored that. That's animated Spice right there. So yeah, and I think the way they build up the Spice is pretty well. Romance progression, I think they do pretty well. I feel like they do fall in love a little fast, but there's a story behind it. Obviously, not all the cards is released in chronological order. Just to let you know, so you have to lots of puzzle pieces for their romance progression. But I think their romance progression is pretty decent. I think I enjoy it a lot. I love how the Li grow. I think the Li grow. The LI change so much when you first meet them, and the more you know about them, the more you love them, right? And so the reason why this game is one of the first, not first, but one of the only Otome games so far where I love all five LIs in almost nearly the same amount. The story is also fantasy and slash sci-fi as well, just to let you know. Very grand, similar to Lovebrush. They're very like the world very world, saving the world concept, fighting fate, very grand compared to Tears of Themis. So yeah. So gameplay, I put all full. This is compared as a Tome gacha, right? Not as a gacha game overall. I put a very high points because it has much more things to do compared to other Otome. You have a Deepspace trial. You have a similar to stimulated universe is the Abyssal Chaos and the Hunter thing, and you have so kind of Hunter fighting event. I forgot what the Hunter contest. So much things to do for combat. The Deepspace trial is a little iffy because you can't get stuck in a trial because grinding for material it is hard. But yeah, other than that is the mini games. So they do have some mini games. Event I'm counting the event mini games too. They're pretty fun. I think Tears of Themis have better mini games to be honest in events, but at least in Love and Deepspace they have the claw machine and the kitty card. If you don't get bored of it, they have at least something for you to at least dabble on if you're bored. And they have the journal and they have the photo booth where people spend a lot of time on it. So I would say gameplay, Tears of Themis, not Tears of Themis, Love and Deepspace has much more things to do compared to Tears of Themis and Lovebrush Chronicles. So unlike Lovebrush Chronicles and Tears of Themis, their CG is their cutscenes. And as you can see, their cutscene is very dynamic. They improve a lot in their cutscene, and the character is very expressive. So yeah, that's why I rate this one as an Otome game, all 5 stars for gameplay. So this is much longer than I expected for a review. My apologies, but that's pretty much it. I just want to share my thoughts and my recommendation because I'm really into Otome games. I've been playing Otome games for a long time, and I like to share my hobbies, you know. But yeah, Otome mobile game is where I've been playing it more often because it like I said, it's on my hand more often. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, and thank you for watching.